Hello, everybody. This is Tim here again. This will probably be an extremely quick video. I'm just going to do a review for the next Timothy Dalton James Bond film, License to Kill, which coincidentally just happens to have the hot chick that played Sonya. I mean, not Sonya Blade, but what the hell was her name? Katana. Fucking Katana. The hot chick that played Katana in Mortal Kombat is in this movie as a Bond girl. And so is fucking Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat as well. He's in here as an undercover cop. It's hilarious. But anyways, just jump in the movie seriously. Timothy Dalton is back as Bond here. His performance is much weaker here. Because it's not that it's bad. It just feels like he's coasting through the movie. It doesn't feel like he's playing Bond at all. It just feels like he's like just coasting through it. It feels more like he's playing a detective, really. The problem with this movie is it doesn't feel hardly anything like a James Bond film. The Roger Moore films were way too overly campy, like cartoon James Bond films. This film doesn't feel like James Bond at all. It even has a bar scene in it that feels like a scene that straight out of a movie like Another 48 Hours with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. This feels like it's designed. This not even Bond anymore. What they're doing here is pretty obvious, though. They're trying to capitalize on like the darker, more edgier, like Clint Eastwood type movies and Death Wish and things like that, detective cop type movies of the 80s or whatever, those types of films. And that's what this film feels like. It feels like a detective type story. I mean, the whole Secret Service thing and all that with Bond isn't even in the film. It's just pretty much Bond on his own, having like no ties to anybody in that British organization or whatever. Um, but you pretty much got Felix, Felix's character who gets severely injured. He's like Bond's buddy. He gets severely injured at his wedding. He should have got killed because he got fed to a shark, but somehow he survives. I don't know how. It's never explained. You got Robert Davi in the movie, and Robert Davi is an actor I like in Maniac Cop 2 and 3, but here he just feels out of place because this doesn't feel like a Bond film at all. So he doesn't feel like a Bond villain because he's not colorful and he doesn't have any kind. He just doesn't have any zing to him. He just plays. He's pretty much just like a drug dealer, really. He once again he feels like he should be in some detective cop type movie like Another 48 Hours. In a movie like that, he would fit perfectly. Here, he just feels way out of place for a Bond film. Pretty much, he's the guy who almost killed Bond's friend, and it's a really simple story. Not a lot of twists and turns at all. Um, Timothy Dalton goes on the search for him. Eventually finds him at the end and sets him on fire with Felix Leiter's lighter that he gave him, that he gave the Bond. And Robert Davi burns to death. That's pretty much it. You get some violence in the film. The violence in this one, though, some of it's cool, but some of it is just too overly graphic. Like you get a scene where Robert Davi like causes some dude's head to explode, and, like blood shoots out towards the screen. It's like way too overly graphic. It feels like it should be in some hard-boiled cop movie. Um, it doesn't feel like a Bond film at all. Still, though, as it is, this is an okay movie. It's okay movie. It just doesn't feel anything like Bond whatsoever. But for what it is, it's an okay, like pretty much an okay cop detective movie. Really, it's not a Bond movie at all. Just the lighting in this movie is really dark. They're trying to capture like the look of once again one of those cop um, gotta I don't play with the system type movies or whatever. The hero hard boiled cop who doesn't go by the rules, type movies. It really tries to capture the look of those types of films. This this is an okay like action film. It just doesn't feel anything like a Bond film hardly. There's just not really anything to this film. It just doesn't feel like Bond at all. It's just like you got Robert Davi as a drug kingpin. He injures Bond's friend, and then from then on, it doesn't feel anything like a Bond film. The beginning of it started out real campy with like Bond and Felix going to the wedding or whatever, and they're wearing their tuxedos, and then they get called in on a mission, and they like got to go in their tuxedos. It's like real campy. Another problem here, but then after that, after the beginning, the movie plays itself straight up serious. One cool thing though is you get Benicio del Toro. Here, like one of his first films, and he walks around with a switchblade and keeps trying to stab the shit out of Bond. He gets killed in like a big meat grinder type thing. That was kind of neat seeing him here. Um, yeah, but other than that, even the script here is weaker. Like they give Timothy Dalton way few less one-liners, but when he has one-liners, they're not written as well or timed anywhere near close to as good as they were in the last film. So when he says them, they just like come off awkward, like he's either not really into it or they're just written so weakly and timed so weakly that they have no impact on you whatsoever. You do get some neat little scenes with sharks where like Felix gets fed to a shark or whatever. I still don't know how the fuck he survived that. I don't. So you get some kind of neat stuff like that. Yeah, all in all, okay movie. I would give it an all right score, but Felix, who survives the shark attack or whatever, he's took to the hospital by Bond, completely disappears for the rest of the movie. You make it to the end of the film where you expect to see Felix again, where you expect to see Bond at least like, talk to him on the phone or walk up to him or whatever and say, "I got him, Felix. I got him." But no, all you get, you never see him again after the beginning, and all you get at the end is one like 2 second scene where he like sends Bond a message or whatever, or leaves him a message and tells him you're reinstated in the Secret Service. Your license to kill is back, Bond. It's pretty much like really all you get, and it's just like that's it. There's no more impact with the character than that. The dude's wife was murdered, and Bond has killed the killer of his best friend's wife, and you don't give the character any more impact than that. The whole fucking story is built on this dude, so that was stupid. Timothy Dalton, he just feels like he's kind of here. He give a I loved him in the last movie, but here he's just there's no mesh. He's just out of place. It feels like he doesn't want to be there. He just feels like he's just winging it till his shit's over. And the script is just so much more weakly written than the last one in terms of the comedy. That it just feels out of place. And also because of this one's much darker tone, it makes the comedy even feel more out of place when he does it. So yeah, all in all, 2-star film. Not horrible, not total shit, but a time waster. This is a time waster Bond. I really look forward to GoldenEye next because I've heard nothing but good stuff about that one, so I really look forward to that one. But as far as this one goes, it's a time waster. I love the last one, but this one's a time waster. I'll see you guys again with GoldenEye.